If this was Australia as it approached winter, Persis Canfield-Hope thought, then what would it be like during their summer? As she left the Sydney Marriott Hotel and paused outside in the bright sunshine, she suddenly put out a hand against a wall to steady herself. The stone felt hot under her hand, even though it was barely 10 o'clock in the morning. Eventually, the familiar, fluttering warning of weakness in her knees began to subside, and she walked carefully to the front of the hotel, where she knew she could catch the eye of a passing taxi. She'd been in Australia only 3 days, and she still felt as if she'd stepped into another world. Like most Westerners, she'd come to the land of Oz with the usual wild misconceptions, but so far she hadn't seen a black widow spider or yet caught a glimpse of a poisonous snake. She'd seen a lizard, though, on her second day, a little green thing which had scuttled along beside her on the pavement before dropping into the gutter and down a drainage opening like a flash of green lightning. It had at first alarmed her. Being English, a lizard was not something you found at your feet every day, but after the initial shock it had entranced her. A fellow dinner guest last night had informed her that her daughter, who had migrated to Cairns the previous year, actually loved the little house lizards which inhabited her country dwelling, as they were notorious fly killers. And in a country where flies seemed to outnumber the human population by about 1,000,000,000 to 1, Persis had been able to understand it. Of course, the city of Sydney must be very far removed from what she assumed life was like in the outback. On her first day in the city, she'd taken a taxi to Sydney Harbour, where she'd rather overdone things a little by taking the Sydney Harbour Explorer. This had enabled her to stop and explore not only the famous Opera House, but also the Rocks, Watson's Bay, Taronga Zoo, and Darling Harbour. Consequently, she'd returned to her hotel nearly dead on her feet and ruefully reminded that she was not long out of hospital and was supposed to be convalescing.